This is Shohei Ohtani, Journey to MVP. It was like magic once Ohtani was in Anaheim. Angel Stadium debuted unforgettable. In his first at-bat at Angel Stadium, Ohtani belts a 3-run home run. In his first start at Angel Stadium, perfect through 6 in the third. Unforgettable. And throughout the season, in Ohtani's presence in the MLB, one other name continues to ring a bell. Babe Ruth. The Bambino. The never-ending comparison of players. The only two-way players in MLB history. Ohtani was doing things that haven't been done since Babe Ruth, and over, we were reminded of this. Ohtani is doing something we haven't seen in 100 years, may not ever see again. But let's rewind, over 100 years. Babe Ruth started as a pitcher for the Boston Red Sox. There was no doubt that Babe was an amazing player. Through 6 seasons in Boston, Ruth's ERA stayed in the low 2s, and even led the league with a 1.75 ERA in 1916. But in 1918 and 1919, the bat of Babe Ruth was discovered. Babe Ruth crushed the dead ball era, single-handedly putting it to an end. He hit 29 home runs for Boston in 19, with a 4.56 on base and a 1.114 OPS, all while pitching with a 2.97 ERA through 17 games. Babe Ruth had a brief stint of pitching and hitting at the same time, but this would soon move to only hitting after Babe Ruth shocks the baseball world and signs a monster deal with the Yankees. In his first season in pinstripes, he hits 54 home runs and 59 the next. Babe Ruth would then only hit, which by the way, he wasn't bad at. Widely known as not just the best hitter of all time, but the best player of all time. But this isn't the Babe era, this is modern baseball. Pitchers pitching high 90s, batters raking balls over 450 feet. There's no comparison of eras. This is why Shohei Ohtani is not the next Babe Ruth, but the first Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani's rookie season was not perfect. Injuries. First a blister, then a UCL strain. He was sidelined from pitching most of the season, and also sidelined from hitting for part of the season. But just hitting would be what Ohtani would have to settle for in 2019. Tommy John. Shohei Ohtani undergoes Tommy John surgery in the offseason. Ohtani's left at only DH, which raises eyebrows, because as a DH, it is more expected to shine hitting in that spot. Ohtani was solid. 286 average, 18 home runs, 848 OPS. Even in this season, injuries haunted Ohtani. Ohtani's season ends early September for surgery to repair a bitartare patella. I totally botched that. Ohtani's injury struggles did not end in 2020. A flexor strain in his right elbow stopped him from pitching again after only 2 starts. But the injury bug wasn't the only struggle this season. Ohtani struggled on the mound and at the plate. Ohtani gave up 5 runs in his first start without recording an out. Hitting-wise, he finished the season with a 190 average and a 657 OPS. Bad, especially for a hitter in the DH spot. Soon, amazing gave way to overrated, and Ohtani's entire career was in question. Most people believed that Ohtani's two-way dream could not happen. Ohtani could not have a healthy season, even in his Rookie of the Year stint. And his injuries, mainly from pitching, were limiting him on the plate too. I'd pretty much never experienced the feeling of wanting to do something but being completely unable to do it, Ohtani says. But Shohei Ohtani knows his ability and knows his dream. He would make it happen. So he went to work. Ohtani hauled himself to prepare for the 2021 season. In addition, Ohtani would now hit every day regardless of his pitching start. Ohtani used to take a day off of hitting before a start and during a start. Now, that would end, and Ohtani would attempt to be a full-time pitcher and hitter. Everything was set for the 2021 season. Ohtani starts the season healthy, pitching and hitting, and this season, everything clicks.
He is just a phenomenon like we have not seen in this sport. And we have amazing athletes in our sport right now, perhaps the greatest athletes in the game's history, and he rises above them all.
I just want to know your prediction for Shohei Ohtani tonight.
He is going to pitch 7 innings and give up 1 run.
Most valuable player is Shohei Ohtani.
There's no argument. This is the best
baseball performance we've seen in the history of the game, period.
He's the only guy since Babe Ruth to have 400 plate appearances and at least 15 starts in a season.
A near perfect season. Records shattered. Records that included being the first player to be a starting pitcher in the All-Star game and hitter. He also participated in the Home Run Derby if that wasn't enough for the All-Star weekend. Shohei Ohtani finished the season with 46 home runs, 100 RBIs, 372 on base, and a 965 OPS. He pitched with a 9-2 record and a 3.18 ERA and 10.8 strikeouts per 9 innings. This is in 155 games hitting and 23 games pitching. There are 162 games in MLB season. Shohei Ohtani missed 7 games at the plate. Add pitching. Starting pitchers usually pitch every 5 games, and this is considered a normal workload. So Ohtani's 23 games starting pitching is basically 115 games of hitting. So Ohtani's 23 games starting pitching is basically 115 games of a starting hitter. Add that, you get 270 games. A workload of about 270 games and playing outstanding on each front. Nothing says value quite like this season. And on November 18th, that elusive MVP award was given to Shohei Ohtani. There's been no other season in the modern era quite like it. After years of injuries and doubts, the goal stayed the same. And finally, the goal was reached. The only thing left is the ultimate goal, baseball immortality, the championship.